You're watching Frosty Life videos, and this morning are frosty because it's 58 degrees in here and the furnace is not igniting. You're watching this video because you don't have a flame in your furnace like I do. And that's probably because your flame sensor right there isn't clean. So all you have to do is remove one screw, access it, clean it with a little sandpaper, and put it back. It'll take you less than 5 minutes. And then you will have a warm home like I do. Okay, YouTube audience, I'm going to specifically show you how to get your flame sensor working. Aren't you excited? I am, because I knew how to fix my own furnace. The flame sensor is a thing that sticks into the fire of your furnace. And it says, yes, there's fire. If it's dirty, it says, no fire, and then it shuts your furnace back off again. So if your furnace lights up for 4 seconds and shuts back off, your furnace is going to be making some sounds for a few minutes while it goes through all of its safety cycles. So just sit and watch. If a flame lights and goes back out, you got a flame sensor problem. So observe your furnace. Learn about your furnace. It's your biggest investment in your home, is that furnace. And you have the capability of fixing some of the problems yourself. Specifically a flame sensor. It's 5 screws, 5 minutes. Yeah, it's my new slogan. 5 screws, 5 minutes, you can get your flame sensor working. I guarantee it. Well, I'm not going to guarantee that's your problem, but you should start thinking about your flame sensor. If you have a newer furnace, they all have a flame sensor, because new furnaces do not have pilot lights anymore. I'm not a professional HVAC person, but I am a pilot, and I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night. If you clean the flame sensor and your furnace is still not running, then you need a professional to come over and troubleshoot your furnace for you. But the place to start is checking that flame sensor. Basically, it was that component right there. I had to shut my furnace down, shut off the power to it, remove that part, clean it, put it back in place. It's simply one screw. It's very easy to do, and you can do it too. That's a flame sensor. It senses that blue flame by sticking a probe in there. Okay, I'm at the lake home. This is the furnace. Before you do anything, find your circuit breaker box. This is my circuit breaker box. I'm going to open it up. We're going to find furnace. We're going to shut it off. Particular problem I have is extremely easy to fix. Basically, it is 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right on the front panel of your furnace. We have the power off to this machine. And basically we're just going to remove 4 screws. Put your screws somewhere where they won't get lost. Okay, second screw. This is fun to do when I only have 2 hands, 2 arms. Okay, there's the second screw. And you have access to the top half of your furnace. Your furnace could be built the other direction. So top half, bottom half is really relative to what you have for your equipment. But we're going to carefully and safely set this panel, understanding that it has sharp edges. So you don't want to set it where it'll scratch the wall or cut your leg. Okay, so we got the first panel off. That's the control section of your furnace. We got to remove the second panel. Now, if your furnace has a big sign on it that says only qualified technicians should access this furnace, then I would heed that warning if I were you. But if I'm me, I'm going to probably go in and at least take a look, because it's basically just a cover panel to keep dust and stuff out and keep little fingers like kids, keep them out of the machine. Okay, let's remove this panel, and there's the rest of your furnace. Okay, quick anatomy. Your furnace could be, will probably be a lot different than this, unless you have the exact make and model. But furnaces typically have some typical things. They have the circuit board, which you're not going to touch. It's electronics. Electronics are sensitive to fingers and grease and dust and junk. And then you have a blower motor. This is what sucks the exhaust out of the house, out of the furnace. That's where the flame is burning and the exhaust will go out. This is the air inlet to, this is the air that'll go in to burn inside the burner can. I don't even know if that's what it's called. I'm not going to have to even take off these screws. There's one screw left, so 5 screws for this project. We've already gotten rid of 4 of them, so 1 screw left. That there is your flame sensor. It lights up if your system has a flame light. If it sees flame, it'll light that light up and it'll let the furnace run. The problem I had this morning here at the cabin is that this flame sensor that goes down inside where the fire is, it detected that there was no flame, even though there really was, because I could see inside the hole that there was flame. It's blue. If you have a natural gas furnace, it's blue. Here's the symptoms of your furnace. If it starts trying to run, and then you hear it click and you can see an orange glow, and the flame lights, but then shuts off, that means your flame sensor has an issue. I'm going to let mine run and show you what it's doing this morning. Okay, there's the click. You're going to see an orange glow inside there. There it's glowing orange. Notice there's no flame. There should be a blue flame lighting up. It might take a little while, so just be patient and wait. Look at it glow orange. Okay, here comes the gas is going to turn on. There's the gas. It lit. The flame sensor is not seeing the flame, so it shuts itself off. And then the glow stops glowing. And the fan runs to clear out any gas. And your furnace will not heat the house. Did you see how that happened? It ignited for 4 seconds and then it shut off. It saw that there was something wrong. It did not see a flame. And that's because your flame sensor is dirty. Alright, you might want to give yourself a little light. I like my flashlight with the magnet on it. I just stick my light stick right there. I can get in and open or get that screw out. Alright, we're going to get in there and get that screw out. Tough to get your hand into this closed space without touching other things. So be careful where you stick your hands when you're in here, what things you touch. Even though the power's off, you don't know if there's still residual electricity in any components in here. And given that you're not a qualified technician, you will want to proceed carefully. But I've done this before, and I had someone show me how actually. And it's something that the average homeowner can do. If you're in doubt about that, call your heating and air conditioning cooling person and ask them what they think, if they should fix it or if you can do it. Usually they'll advise that this is something that's simple for you to fix. Okay, there's the probe. Okay, get sandpaper, get in there and just sand it down until it's clean. See how clean that is? Again, you probably shouldn't have to buy a new one. You just clean this one. This one's nice and clean now. It's actually ready to go back in. I didn't even have to remove the wire. If you need to get this out of here, you can basically just disconnect this wire. There's where your here's where your probe plugs in, connects. There's a little electronic connector and it just slides in and out. Simple as that. You may have to wiggle it a little bit to get it loose enough. It's good to remove it a couple times if it looks corroded or dirty. And it goes right back into the hole. Okay, we're going to put this back in. And there is a purpose for this flame sensor. A very good purpose. It senses flame. If it does not sense flame, it makes sense that your furnace will want to shut back down. Because you don't want to keep introducing gas into your home if there's no source of flame right there where it should be. And this is usually part of an electronic ignition furnace. So you're not watching the furnace when it's trying to light. You're not sitting there with a match trying to light the flame. The electronic part of the furnace actually turns on the gas valve, which then allows gas to flow. Along with that, there's an igniter sitting there glowing red or orange or making spark. I've seen both kinds. So you would probably put your panels back on, but you don't have to. You can actually, without touching a thing, keep your head out of there. You can observe and see if the flame lights. We're going to turn on the panel here. Furnace back on. Okay, go and turn your thermostat up so that the furnace will light up. Okay, first your furnace is going to run a fan just to get itself ready to go. You're going to want to watch inside wherever it is you can see in the burner area. There. The glow plug is starting to glow, or whatever you call it, but it's a heat source. There it is. It's glowing. It's ready to introduce gas. You're going to hear another click. And you're going to hear gas start to go in there. And you'll see a blue flame ignite. Probably right away. Not yet. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it goes. Blue flame. Okay, the flame sensor, there, the glow plug shut off. You see the orange went away. Now you just have blue. That means your furnace is working properly. It tells me that the flame sensor is working properly. In fact, it's still burning, and now the furnace fan turned on to blow heat around your house. So I solved the problem by simply removing that flame sensor, cleaning it off with a little sandpaper, putting it back in place, and now the furnace is running like a charm. Look at that go. You ever seen the inside of a furnace before? That's where the heat comes from. The other thing is your furnace might have a flame sensor indicator. See the orange there where it says flame? That indicator tells me that the flame sensor is currently sensing a flame right now. It's really convenient if your machine has that component to it, because it'll tell you if the flame sensor is getting 1 millivolt signal and sending it up to the control box. So that's simply it. Now you can put your machine back together. Make sure you get the control, or make sure you put the panels back onto the machine and put everything away. By the way, if you changed your furnace filter, right now is a really good time to do it. It should be done every quarter, like 4 times a year. If you don't do that, you're going to ruin your furnace. Your furnace is your biggest investment in your house. So I actually have another video on how to change your filter. So go watch that and then do it. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you want to see more Fix-It videos, subscribe. Most of my videos are about my family and my pets. We do a weekly vlog, and we have lots of fun around here. Now that your flame sensor is clean, your furnace will run just like a charm. Good morning, YouTube Balonians. It's cold in here. My flame sensor must be needing cleaning. Yep, that's definitely it. The furnace won't light, and so it's probably the flame sensor. I bet you have a flame sensor that's out. That's why you're watching this video. I'm not a HVAC professional. Do I look like one? No, I'm a professional pilot. And that doesn't mean I know how to fix my pilot light. Oh, I couldn't resist that one. I'm punny like that, you know. Let it freeze, let it freeze. Wanna build a snowman. Going to build a snowman. And I'm at my cabin, and we're here enjoying ourselves, but we're frozen. Even though we're Frosty Life, we don't want to be that frozen. You'd think a snowman wouldn't run a furnace in the house, right? Frosty the Snowman, get it, get it, get it.